When you're in show business, of course, you get to see the world. I've been lucky enough to do 2 world cruises and many, many other trips. I remember one particular trip from Washington to London, where I was just reading a paper when a stewardess started talking to me, asked me what my profession was, and I mentioned casually that I was a magician, but I used to be a psychotherapist, and she got very interested, particularly in hypnosis, because she mentioned that she intended to get married the following year. She was hoping to have a baby, and she often thought about having it under hypnosis. And I explained to her the different methods of using hypnosis for childbirth. For instance, you can relax the mother-to-be beforehand, you can give her a trigger that she can think of every time she has a contraction, so she'll have less pain, or you can actually sit with her during the birth when talking to her to get her to breathe properly and to relax. And she was fascinated by all this, and then she went on to serve drinks and doing other things that the air hostesses do. About half an hour later, the stewardess came back and tapped me on the shoulder. I was surprised, and she said, "Are you sure it really works?" And I said, "Yes. As I told you, I was working as a psychotherapist in Cape Town for over a year, and I attended many births and helped a lot of pregnant mothers." She said, "Well, I wonder if you could help us, because, believe it or not, there's a woman at the back of the plane having a baby right now." Well, it was hard to believe because it's a very rare occurrence, and she asked me if I could do something. It so happened that the woman didn't speak a word of English. She was the wife of a Russian diplomat who was traveling with an interpreter, a doctor, and her husband. So I went back and I started explaining to the interpreter what to say to her, which she repeated word for word, how to relax, how to breathe, what to think about, and so on. And within a very short period of time, she had a very healthy little girl. That would have been the end of the story, except, as I said, it is very rare. And it's also very interesting to know what nationality the baby would have. It depends which part of the world the baby is born, which airline it is, and it's quite a complicated setup. But usually, and when I say usually, it's very rare, they would put on the passport "born in the air," and it's quite a talking point. What made the headlines the next day was the Russians refused to let her off the plane. The normal thing would have been to take her to a maternity hospital and look after her for a while, but no, they said stay on the plane so that they could send an ambulance to take her to a Russian plane to take her to Russia, so the baby would then be registered in Russia. And she was on the plane for about 6 hours, which caused quite a scandal. And although I did very little other than to reassure her through the interpreter, my name did get on the front page of the newspapers.